for your cast of the Why So Serious show on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
It is Saturday, and it is time for the Why So Serious show on Blaze Radio, BlazeRadioOnline.com. I'm Jesse Morrison. Joined alongside me, as always, are Max Bechtold.
What's up, Jesse?
Jeremy Schnell.
Hey.
And we have a special guest, Paul. What's your last name? How do you say it?
Slobodzian.
Okay.
Probably should have asked him that before the show, Jesse.
Slobodzian. That
Yep,
sounds
you
that sounds about right.
No, yep.
All right, guys. So
Put it on the poll. Should Jesse be prepared for the show?
yeah, all right. Travis is in studio today, by the way.
Yeah,
Our fact and corrections guy.
There you go.
Yeah,
It'll
fact
make
and
things
corrections
easier for
guy.
you, Jesse. Don't worry. Like, you don't have to do everything.
There's your first correction.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Paul's last name?
Yeah, Paul's last name.
Paul's last name and that you didn't know that it was facts and corrections.
Yeah, Travis, if you could tell us how to pronounce Paul's last name, since you're the fact guy, you know.
I'm not going to take a crack at that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty difficult last name
Yep.
to pronounce. But all right, so I went to Disney yesterday.
Yeah.
First time I'd ever been. Disneyland in
Happiest
California.
place on earth.
The
Okay.
second best Disney in the world.
Okay, whatever you want to say. But I went. So we left at 1:30 a.m. from Tempe on Friday morning. Got back at 6 a.m.
Is that Friday morning or is that
Like,
that?
That's
yeah,
Thursday
Friday
night.
morning.
It's Thursday night.
But Friday morning, technically, it's just really early morning.
Yeah, that. So, yeah, so we left at 1:30. I slept on the bus the way there. We went all day and then came back, slept on the bus again. So if this show goes a little bit rocky, it's because I've really not had a true night of sleep since Wednesday night.
Sounds all worth it, though.
Should've had
It
a
was
Red Bull.
it was moderately worth it. Okay. So I'm a big thrill rides guy. I really like thrill rides. In Disney, hate to say this, they just don't really have any thrill rides.
Yeah, it's made for families.
It's made for kids. It's the happiest place on earth.
Is it really though? I think it's a
Yes.
lot
It's
of
in the name,
corporate
yeah.
happiness.
It's the second happiest place on
It's
earth.
a lot
because
of corporate
Disney
happiness.
World in Orlando is
But
the
who
happiest
cares
place
if
on
it's
earth.
Disney or if it's corporate happiness? If it's still providing happiness, it's happiness.
It's
Exactly.
fake superficial happiness.
No, it's not.
Definitely fake superficial happiness.
It definitely is not because it makes people happy when they
Yeah.
go. They get to go on rides. They get to see their favorite
All right, all right.
characters. It's definitely.
Do you want what I
not
liked about it
super-
though?
What?
That Soarin' ride, man.
Yeah, it's good.
So we were up like
I
on these
wouldn't know about it. I don't like rides.
Jeremy, it's not a scary ride. You just sit there and you fly through the
Oh,
through
and
Why?
it smells so good.
Yeah,
too
it
at
smells like
times.
it smells like where you're going. So like if you like when you went
Not
through
a
the
big-
sand, it smelled like
when it's
sand.
over India too, it smells so
Oh
good.
yeah,
Yes.
the one over India was my favorite, and they play like
Yeah, it
music
worries me.
for each region of the country. I mean, each region of the world that they're in. Oh, and then the Incredicoaster was an actual thrill ride, and it was actually really fun. And but a lot of the rides in Disney are just like in the Disney side, not the California Adventure side.
Make sure you specify this is Disney World in Anaheim.
No, this is Disneyland.
I mean, that's what I meant,
Disneyland.
Disneyland. Excuse me.
That's a
sorry.
fine,
Yeah.
Travis. Write that
Correction.
down.
I don't have any money.
I okay, that's fine, but that's fine. Get it? That's a fine. That's fine. Really good joke.
Continue.
But yeah, so California Adventure, they had some thrill rides
Yeah,
there,
California Adventure's
but
a very
like
fun park.
Disneyland was just like, hey, let's put a sculpture of, Winnie the Pooh up or whatever.
That's what makes it great.
And then let's go on a boat raft and look at that picture of
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh.
It's
Every
actually
ride is the
not a
same.
boat. That's a correction too, because it's not actually a boat on the Winnie the Pooh ride.
I don't care. It's all the same though.
Jesse, can you turn my mic up a little bit? I'm getting complaints. I'm right next to the mic, and apparently no one can hear me.
Yours is 3, right?
No, I'm 4.
All the way up.
Yeah, okay, good.
I think you just need to talk a little louder.
I mean, I'm right next to the mic, and I'm talking in my normal voice, so.
This is terrible radio.
It really is. Mic talk.
All
You're
right.
off to a great start.
All right. So, but yeah. So, I did like some of it, and yes, I didn't see many people without smiles on their faces.
Yeah.
I'm just cynical, and I just, I was like, where are my thrill rides? Where are my awesome drops? Where are my loops? It's just not my thing. really.
That's fair.
Not 100% my thing. But
Everyone's entitled to their wrong opinion.
I'll go back in 15 years when I have 5-year-old kids.
Did you like the fact that all the cast members at Disney are made to smile at all times?
It's actually a thing. Like, if
Yeah.
you get caught not smiling, you get in
It's like a
trouble.
Chick-fil-A employee.
No,
They seemed like Chick-fil-A employees to me.
they're a lot nicer than
It's a-
Chick-fil-A employees.
yeah.
When have you ever had a mean Chick-fil-A employee?
I'm
That's a
just
good
saying that
question,
Disneyland, Disney World.
Travis, put it on the poll. When have you ever had a mean Chick-fil-A employee? Never or yes?
Good.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, have we talked enough about my Disney experience? Or
That's
actually,
the name of the app.
really good plug there. Do we need to talk about the Pirates ride though?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That's my favorite ride.
I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Please don't make fun of me for this because I think it's a really funny movie.
The first one's great.
I think they're really good movies.
Yeah.
I think they're funny. I like the action. I like the people cast in the movies. But I mean, this ride was one of these rides that I just complained about, but it did a very
Great,
good
right?
job at
Yeah.
it. You just ride through a cave in a boat and look at figurines of the Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean movie, and it's incredible.
But no,
it's
the
just
Pirates
very
of the
well done.
Caribbean movie are real life versions of those because that ride came out like 40 years before the movies.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That ride's been there since the 60s.
Oh.
Yeah. You're learning new things now.
Learning
thing
new
about-
things.
the thing
Big
about
Disney buff Max Bechtold.
Yeah.
He is. But the thing about Disneyland, it's fine. You know, Disneyland
It's great.
is fine, but it's too small compared to Disney World, Magic
That's
Kingdom.
part of the charm, though.
Size
I
isn't always a
understand.
great thing.
Yeah. Okay, Jesse, but you would know. But the
Okay.
the thing about Disneyland.
Jeremy's cut off from that because of that comment that he made. We'll move on to the Pro Bowl party that we're having tomorrow night.
He
Big
was
Pro
gonna
Bowl
talk about
party,
dumping.
guys. Are you guys excited? Travis is coming over. Paul's coming over. Max coming over. Huge Pro Bowl party that we're having. We got like all the food.
AFC. AF. Okay. Hi.
You're back.
Yeah.
You're back. Huge Pro Bowl party. You guys excited? AFC, NFC, Pro Bowl.
No.
Not really.
Gonna watch? Paul, you gonna watch? You're coming to my party, so.
Well, I'll be at the party. I don't have to watch
This
the
game is going to be something special. Let me tell you, Jesse. It's going to be one of the best Pro Bowls you will ever see. Patrick Mahomes coming into this game had an amazing year, one of the best years we've ever seen from a quarterback, and it's going to be something else to experience down there in Orlando, where the heat, it's
It's where the worst Disney parks are.
it's going to be hot. Mahomes is used to playing in the cold, so he's just going to be warm, and he's going to be able to just throw the ball as far as possible and hit Tyreek Hill like he usually does, but this time even better, in a better environment, a more how do I say it an environment that is better for people to experience than the AFC and NFC championships.
Yeah, I mean that stadium in Orlando, it's one of the best.
Camping World Stadium is beautiful.
They did a great
beautiful
reno-
renovations
They
over there.
did a great renovation.
But
on
That
we're not-
stadium used to
we're
not
not-
be nice.
We're not here to talk about the renovations. We're here to talk about the amazingness that is the NFL Pro Bowl.
Do you want me to
Renovations are more
start
interesting.
just like setting the rosters?
Maybe, but let me do a little bit more of my breakdown because I'm really excited to see how Xavier Howard in his first Pro Bowl plays for the AFC, going up against some great receivers on the NFC side.
Yeah, I think he'll guard them tightly in this game.
It's going to be also interesting because Patrick Peterson is playing for the Cardinals. He's the only Cardinal player.
Oh, Rosen didn't make it?
No, not this year. I wouldn't be surprised because he's a very popular guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in next year. I was surprised when they announced Trubisky would be in it that it wasn't Rosen instead of Trubisky.
I got to make this extra serious.
Thank you. So something else. A little loud there, Jesse.
Keep breaking it down.
We got the offensive line and defensive line going at it. One of the best offensive lines in the league was the Colts offensive line, and you got one or I don't know how many of them are on the offensive line for the AFC coming into this year.
Name one offensive lineman playing in the Pro Bowl.
Beautiful.
But yeah,
I'll tell you about Quentin Nelson.
that guy. Who's the coach for the AFC?
Who cares?
Who's the coach for the AFC this year?
I don't know.
Jesse, it's on you.
I don't know. I didn't prep for the Pro Bowl stuff.
Well, anyway,
I pulled up
Jason-
the roster.
Jason Garrett and
already.
them boys are gonna go up against the AFC and show them what's
Is it
up.
really Jason Garrett?
Yeah, Jason Garrett
Oh,
is the NFC
no.
coach.
Did Jerry Jones pull some strings or something?
But yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch. I will tell you who my pick is later in the show. But
Yeah, we're
this,
gonna do this. This is gonna be
this
part of the
Pro
pick
Bowl
challenge.
is going to be the best Pro Bowl you have ever seen.
Great. That means it's gonna be just an extra, like, it's gonna be an average football game.
Do you think this is going to be average? It's going to be way below average.
No, but
Above
like
average.
the best. Pro-
Above average.
All right, I gotta do this before we move on.
What are we doing?
Whoops, wrong segment,
Yeah, I was
wrong
gonna say,
sound.
that's the wrong sound.
Boo.
Jeremy's better at producing this.
Serious.
There you go.
There we go. That's the actual one that I should have played.
All
All right, continuing our great radio here. So we actually had a huge weekend in football on this past
Two
weekend.
for two. Am I the only one that went
Yeah.
2 for 2 this week?
I gotta pull up our pick challenge real quick.
Travis might have 2. Did you, Travis?
Travis went 2-0, I think. Didn't you go 2-0?
You think you don't have this pulled up already?
No.
You,
Bro,
again,
I got like
did you,
5 hours. Oh, we're already getting a caller. Is this Rockin' Schnell?
I don't know. Mute yourself.
Keep it going, guys.
So, I mean, the pick challenge was something to behold, and Jesse again not prepared for the show, as I was super prepared last week, right, Max?
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, so the pick challenge last week. I think I went 1-1 last week. Here's the pick challenge. So 7-4, the leader of the group, Travis Whitaker, Jesse Morrison, myself, Max Bechtold, and Jake, all tied at 6-5. So the difference maker could be this amazing Pro Bowl game
Could be
coming
the
up.
Pro Bowl.
Oh, what is going on?
Rockin' Schnell. He's on the line. Rockin' Schnell, you on the line?
Hey.
There he is.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Max, do you recognize this music?
No,
Pot
I
it up for
don't.
a second.
All right,
Pot it
so what are we doing
Pot
wrong
it up,
this
pot it
week?
up, pot it up.
He's up.
Can't
he's
hear
up-
the
No,
music.
I'm saying the music. That's what potted up means.
Does this help you, Max? You know what this is?
No, I do not.
Turn up Max's mic so my dad can hear him.
Max is up like
hear him.
as high as he can. He's
I
fine.
hear him.
See?
It's the beautiful opening song to the movie Crazy Rich Asians.
Is it really?
Max's
Yeah.
Max's sleeper pick that nobody would have guessed will definitely be nominated for Best Picture Oscar. That did not happen.
I went 8 for 9 though. That's pretty good odds. That's pretty good
Yeah,
record.
but this was the one. This was the sleeper pick. This was your
This-
your.
I
This is
went
going to
bold.
shock everybody.
I went bold.
Very bold.
I
Very
have,
bold, and that's a fail, unfortunately. But you can turn that off now. Thank you for having me on.
he just wanted to come on and
Is
just
that it?
BarneyOuttakes.com. No, I have a few things to say.
Okay,
Of
here we
course,
go.
it's really great to hear about your Disney trip here, Jesse. It was
Awesome.
very interesting. I understand you didn't get a lot of sleep, and the show might be a little bit rocky, as you say, but what's been your excuse the previous week? I didn't hear that.
Excuse for
I really
this
like-
week's new at hosting a radio show on my own. Too much
I didn't
love for
really
Dan
want to answer.
Levitar.
That's okay.
Too much
No.
trying to do that.
No, so I really like the new opening you guys had. I don't know if you could hear it. It started with check 1 2. I like that. That was great. And then I heard Jeremy say dead air, Jesse. That was good.
Did that
But I
actually
really
happen?
missed out.
I was telling you
They were
going to
talk about. They were talking about perishables, and I really wanted to figure out what the perishables were. And,
We were talking about perishables.
or non-perishables, really.
You had,
Jesse, were
you
you
had a
listening at
you
all?
had a promo on, and you cut it off in the middle. to start our show.
Yeah, I always do that.
Just about to say what a non-perishable was, and apparently it's not. It's not Cracker Jack.
Will you play it for him at the first commercial break?
No, I can't find it.
Yeah, off the air. I'd love to hear it. Now, how do you get a ticket to this Pro Bowl party you're having? Because it's really, I think you found a niche there.
Everyone's invited.
It's exclusive, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
When did we decide that, Jeremy?
Just now.
Oh, okay.
So it's an exclusive party that's happening at an exclusive venue that no one will ever hear about because it's going to be so exclusive.
Yeah, we got major celebrities.
That may not be the reason why no one's ever going to hear about it, but we're hearing a lot about the Pro Bowl here, which I think is a great niche for your show. There aren't a lot of people talking about the Pro Bowl. And,
it's exciting. It's going to be one of the best events of the year.
It's going to be an event. I know that, and it's an event to hear about it. It's really something. I mean, I don't know. You may be having the only Pro Bowl party in the country, other than the moms and dads of the people playing in the Pro Bowl. Unless they're coming to yours, I don't know.
I don't know. They're probably at the Pro Bowl because it's a free trip to Orlando, paid for by the NFL.
Nothing in the world is free.
That is true.
I mean, that's true because the NFL is paying for it, but it's free for
They're also putting their bodies on the line.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Are they though? They kind of just stand there and look at each other.
I'm saying that they're putting their bodies on the line every single week to even make it to the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is
and
true.
My dad will tell you that he doesn't like football and doesn't watch football.
He doesn't watch it anymore.
I love the game, but anyway, I like not a lot of fanboy stuff this week. I don't know what's to come. I'm kind of on early in the show, but maybe that's with purpose. I'm not sure.
Wait till I talk about Venus.
What are we talking about?
Wait till I talk about Venus Williams.
Oh yeah, well.
That's his favorite tennis player.
Yeah, I love Venus.
Yeah, we have the tennis segment. I've heard the show, so I'm excited about that.
Speaking of,
my favorite team. Yeah.
So Rockin' Ron, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's early there. It's actually 11 o'clock where Rockin' Ron is. He's in California, just like Jesse was yesterday.
Listen, but I want to talk about my favorite team, which is the Guelph Storm.
Guelph Storm, yes.
I want because this is the fanboy show. I'm gonna give my take on the Guelph Storm. They had a really big game last night. The game before they lost to the Niagara Ice Dogs, and so they're down to fourth place in the East in the OHL. So last night, they played against the Owen Sound and beat them handily 6-1.
Wait, is that like the Enforcers League?
No. This is
no.
League or
no? Isn't it like
it's the Ontario League?
Ontario League.
It's
right.
a form of the Major Junior Hockey League
tournament.
You remember 1998, right?
Oh my God, does Travis actually know this stuff?
Yeah, Travis is a huge junior hockey fan. Just keep going.
Do you remember 1998 Memorial Cup? Bobby Russell?
Yeah.
Portland Winterhawks.
This is actually happening. we just hit
This was a bit or not?
We just hit an even new low. We're talking OHL hockey on
Storm.
our show.
Let's go.
That's what the Blaze Radio is all about, And but really what they're talking about in Guelph today after last night's game is Stevie Grant. Who's picked up, brought up from the junior league, and actually, what everybody's talking about is the weather there because it's minus 11.4 degrees in Guelph, according to GuelphToday.com. And what really interests me is why do we care about the 0.4 degrees? I mean, does anyone really care?
No, you can just round to 11. It's fine.
Ron,
I would think so.
Rockin' Ron, I just want to know. So I just want to ask you so that everybody understands where Guelph is. It's just north of Montreal. Is that correct?
Not even close. But you guys don't know where Guelph is. I mean,
is it north of Toronto?
The metropolis of Guelph.
It's mostly west of Toronto, a little bit north, but mostly west. It's 3/4 of the way between Toronto and Waterloo. Okay.
We do have a baseball guy on our show today for a reason. Do we want to let Rockin' Ron go, or do we keep him on for a little longer?
I want to continue to hear about what are your
expectations? Stevie Grant,
I want to hear your expectations for the rest of the season for the Storm.
Well, I mean, we're really excited about Stevie Grant. I mean, I think I can call him Stevie. I mean, Yes, we Guelphians, well, people who love the Guelph Storm. I mean, he finally got his first point. He's been up for 7 games, and it was a really good goal. I mean, it was an assist from him, but it was a tough goal to make. But we're very excited about him, and we're looking forward to a great season. He's from Cambridge, by the way, Cambridge, Ontario. But,
there's a Cambridge in the United Kingdom as well. You know that?
I've heard of that one, yeah. Also, there's a Cambridge in Massachusetts. Some schools there, I think. Some schools, not quite as good as ASU or anything, Harvard, MIT.
I think we need a fact check on that, Travis.
But anyway, Rockin' Ron, thank you so much for joining the show.
I got one more thing for him.
Okay,
I got one more thing. So, do you like being on Wikipedia, or would you have rather not been on Wikipedia?
I always kind of was hoping I would be on Wikipedia, but the reason I got on Wikipedia, I think, is not quite as exciting as the reason I would have liked to get on Wikipedia. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. But in any case, it's cool to be there, and the guy picked a good picture of me, so that's all I really care about.
Yeah, he's got shades on. He's looking cool. He's got 4 paragraphs, full 4 paragraphs. It says he was.
This is a sports show. We don't need to talk about that now.
Ron Schnell on Wikipedia if you want to check it out.
Yeah, other names: Ronnie Schnell, Ronald Steven Schnell.
Yep, that's it.
And Rockin' Ron.
Rockin' Ron. www. That one. You got to put that one on.
Link to his website.
www.barneyouttakes.com.
All right, Rockin'. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Rockin' Ron.
Check 1, check 2, test 1, check 1. Remember that.
Yeah, all that stuff. All right.
All right. See ya. Bye.
All right, so that was Rockin' Ron Schnell, also Jeremy Schnell's father.
10 minutes of my dad.
10 minutes of your dad.
Jeremy, you're on his Wikipedia page. It says he has 2 children.
Yep.
I guess we'll keep it rolling here before, we get to the break, which is, we still had a long way to the break. I already updated the pick
challenge, by the way. The only thing I didn't say is that Braden is all the way at the bottom at 4.
Yeah, I don't even know if Braden's not even coming on the show today. I don't know what's up with him.
I think he's hiding from us because we did tell him he's not going to have to do the forfeit, but like a 4 and 7 is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't know. We'll have to try and see what we can do about that.
It's pretty bad, but so you updated the full show, the full challenge, right?
Yeah, while you're on the phone.
Okay, good.
Jesse's just taking phone calls in the middle of
taking phone calls in the middle of everything. Yeah. All right. Well, we have a 6'7" baseball expert with us. He likes baseball, even though he's 6'7".
We're not going to give our reactions to the conference championship games? That's fine. I think we'll get to it.
We'll get to it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So Paul, we had Mariano Rivera elected. He was the first unanimous Hall of Fame guy. Mm-hmm. We had Edgar Martinez finally getting in on his final year of eligibility.
Very nice.
Big time steroid guy.
Okay.
Mike Mussina, he was
well deserved.
He was elected. He was a big time starter for the Orioles and the Yankees. Shameless plug for the Orioles. And Roy Halladay, the late great Roy Halladay. So Paul, what do you make of these? Do you think they're all good? Should there be any changes? Maybe more recognized steroid users than just steroid user from Seattle.
I can't say I agree with your take on Edgar Martinez.
Big time steroid guy. I mean, just look at his stats.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
37 home runs at age 30. At age 37, career high at age 37. I mean, come on.
I mean, he's no Barry Bonds, but he's a well-deserved.
He probably used the cream.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's a good class, obviously. When you got Rivera, Halladay, Martinez, and Mussina, 4 very well-deserved guys. I would have liked to see Clemens and Bonds. I think that's one of my more controversial takes, I would say. There's already suspicion of guys who are in the Hall of Fame right now. You've got Pudge Rodriguez.
Definite steroid user.
Mike Piazza, people think he juiced. Jeff Bagwell, those guys.
Oh, yeah. Have you looked at Jeff Bagwell?
I have, yeah. I would say
he's got a steroid body. It's like if you look at someone on steroids, his picture shows up right there in the dictionary.
I would say more than likely all 3 of those guys took steroids at some point. So it doesn't really make sense to me to keep 2 of the best players of all time, whether they did steroids or not, in Clemens and Bonds, to punish them when you've let those other guys slide. To me, it seems hypocritical.
It's because they're jerks. Yeah, they got a reputation of being jerks. And baseball writers judge off of everything.
It's the same thing with Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, well, that guy shouldn't get in.
Kurt Schilling?
No.
Why shouldn't he get in?
Have you heard some of the stuff that he
Yeah,
said?
Kurt Schilling, I won't feel bad for not being in.
I mean, off the field, he's not a great guy, but on the field, he's one of the best postseason
All right, so
pitchers
should we
of
put
all time.
Darren Sharper in the NFL Hall of Fame?
I can't speak
We made a
on that.
leap there.
Like,
Let's get back on track here.
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. Peter King says he should go in.
This would be a good time to play the Why So Serious sound, Jesse.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Took you a while.
Serious.
Very good, Jesse. Good job.
A lot of editing
learning.
today. A lot of editing gonna
You're
happen.
learning. It's okay.
A lot of editing gonna
Like
happen.
you told my dad, you're learning how to produce
I don't know.
the
I
show.
think that segment was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was making a lot of jokes.
Yeah, definitely.
Except for Jay. I mean,
you missed my Bagwell joke, but it's okay.
Bags.
because you
Bags.
weren't on the
I walked over and I said bags, and then I walked away.
Okay. All right. Well. Well, you know. Well, yeah. So Paul, you good with everybody? You would have liked to see Kurt Schilling it, and even though he's a terrible person.
Musina, do it in the postseason.
Yeah, there are a lot of arguments to go either way, but the 4 guys who got in, I'm in favor of. I like Schilling, Bonds, and Clemens, obviously. People make a case for Larry Walker. I can see it, but I'm not really sure. Fred McGriff, I think, is one of the biggest snubs that I've seen. He's a guy, if you take away the strike in 94, he probably gets 500 home runs and he's in. He's a guy who was never really tied to the PED stuff. He did it clean, and he just seems to get lost on the ballot every year. But the biggest guy, I think, is Billy Wagner, who didn't get on.
You think Billy Wagner is the Hall of Famer?
If you look at his numbers compared to Trevor Hoffman and even Rivera, I would say he's a better shutdown pitcher than Trevor Hoffman.
Ferrum College alumnus Billy Wagner.
Juan Pierre didn't even get enough votes to stay on the ballot for next year.
Now that was disappointing. I will say that.
That's a terrible take.
It's disappointing because he's one of my childhood heroes.
It is.
Jeremy always talking about the past.
It's nice to see Roy Halladay get in, though.
It was.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, obviously,
Heavy-hearted,
it's been a
but-
tough year for that family and stuff
It
like
was,
that.
yeah.
And so that was kind of a good thing to see.
Max talking about baseball.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
he knows enough of
I
it.
know.
I'm glad that Roy. And that was not me laughing at
This is
Roy
this
Halladay
is
getting
my
in, but it was.
era, like when I was at my peak
yeah.
of my baseball interest. So it's
Oh,
fun.
okay.
Yeah.
All
There was
right.
a peak?
Yeah.
It's definitely a fun time.
When the Cardinals were good.
They're gonna be good now because
I
you
know
know
they
they
are.
got Paul Goldschmidt.
Oh man.
Another sport with a stick and ball is
Yeah, tennis.
That was an
Can we get?
awful segue?
you know, I had it when I was doing a package in LA for the bureau. My director made me say, "Speaking of the stick and ball variety,
Shout,
Oh God.
ruining connections left and right on the Why So Serious show.
Yeah. All right.
Peter King, not gonna like us.
Edgar Martinez.
anyway, beautiful segue into tennis. So
Yeah, tennis grunts. We're big fans of those.
that's not what we're talking about in the tennis.
Ah! Can we get some tennis grunts from you, Jeremy?
If that's your tennis court, I'm never playing with tennis with you, man.
Yeah, there we go, Paul.
I plead the fifth.
Okay, Jeremy, come on.
All right, let's get on to our tennis
All
talk
right.
so we can get out of it.
I was really trying to get the tennis grunt thing going. There we go.
Travis?
That's a good one.
That's probably the most
It's a good
accurate
one.
one.
It's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, Australian Open finals. Naomi Osaka won. She beat Kvitova.
Is she the one that beat Serena?
She's the one that
earlier?
beat Serena
Okay.
last year. So she's
US Open.
She is the future of tennis, guys. Let me tell you right now. Future of tennis right here. She is 21 years old. She's been killing it. You know, really good tennis player. She plays
Sloane
some great
Stephens
tennis.
is the future of tennis.
Sloane Stephens has been the future of tennis for 6 years. She is terrible. She is the most overrated.
Sloane
Terrible's a
Stephens
hot
definitely
take.
not ever coming on the show.
Yes.
Stevie.
All right, but do you want me to? So Serena could have been in this final, right? But she wasn't because she blew a 5-set lead because she rolled her ankle. Come on.
It's very serious.
It was a
You ever rolled your
5-0
ankle?
lead. You can't play through one more. You can't play through one little ankle injury to win one set. I mean, come on. See, but I'm happy about it though because I'm not happy about the injury, but I'm happy that she lost because now she doesn't win another Grand Slam and her and Venus are just a little bit closer still. And because like I would say, Serena won a lot of tournaments during a very easy time to win a lot of tournaments for women's tennis. You know, if Venus had been around, you know, and had actually been healthy, she would have been the one that would have won all these tournaments.
Hit yourself with it.
Why so serious?
All right, men's final real quick, and then we got to move on.
Djokovic, Nadal.
Who's winning?
I don't care.
All right.
It's the same thing every year. Who cares?
Sweet.
Tennis is like the NBA.
All right, what's
All right.
next?
So, all right, we're gonna take a break in a little bit, but first we got
Whoa.
everybody's
Don't you want to tease it, though?
favorite segment.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment. Well, kind of.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job.
You'll always
Agreed.
have Paris.
Here's Movies with Max.
Hey guys,
Hey.
What's up, Max?
did you hear about these Oscar nominations?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad just called you out.
I
so-
know he did. I got 8 of them right though. I feel like that's pretty good. I mean, those were all like kind of guarantees, but yeah. So like I just said, the 8 nominated films for Best Picture: BlacKkKlansman, Black Panther, The Favorite, Vice.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody, Green Book.
Better movie.
I don't even know the other 2 others. I don't even. Oh, Roma.
Roma, yeah.
But-
Just continue.
Oh, and A
Our
Star Is
movie
Born. A
expert
Star Is Born.
doesn't
I got
even
them all.
know.
I got them all.
What was
Yeah,
the last one? Sorry.
A Star Is Born.
Okay, cool.
No big surprises there. The Best Picture category, or you know, it was kind of the are they going to go for 8 or 9? They went for 8. They got the 8 that I think everyone was pretty.
You think
much
the 9th
expecting.
was Crazy Rich Asians?
I think it could have been, honestly. Like if you look at the other award shows, it did incredibly well at them. But yeah, the acting and director nominations were absolutely insane. Like they had me saying what? Like every single category.
Let's hear the director ones because that'll lose the audience more.
What did they have you saying?
The what?
They had you saying
What?
like
what are we doing?
Yeah,
Kind of
okay.
like there's 2 Best Director nominees for foreign language movies, which is crazy, kind of unheard of. Bradley Cooper was seemingly a lock to be nominated for Best Director. He got left out. So they end up having Adam McKay for Vice, the director of Cold War, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, and Jesus, who else?
Aren't
They've
you
been on
supposed
my
to be the
mind so
expert,
much.
The
Max?
director for
They've been on my mind
Star
so
is
much.
Born?
No, that was Bradley Cooper. He
Oh,
got
yeah,
locked out.
Right.
You could look this up online.
I know I could, but
Let's do that real
And
quick.
you could be
we could talk more
again,
tennis.
You could be prepared for your own segment.
I know.
This week's
I'll
been a
know
week,
these
guys.
if you give me enough time. Spike Lee for BlacKkKlansman,
Ah,
very
there we go.
deserved, and Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favorite. So
I want to see
I love
Spike
those
Lee.
2 movies, and those were the 2 I forgot. So
I want to
Spike
see
Lee
Spike
and
Lee
Yorgos
come up on
Lanthimos.
stage
I'd love
in,
to see Spike Lee win.
Spike
an
Lee
old
joint.
school Patrick Ewing Knicks jersey and
Yeah,
give a speech.
yes,
and then
I'd
say
love
that,
it.
yeah, the Knicks are back.
I'd love it.
The Knicks are back,
That'd be
guys.
great. So anyway, moving on from the Oscars now. Let's move on to something that Jeremy and I both watched.
Wait.
over the weekend.
Who's
Over
gonna
week-
win who's gonna win the big awards?
Best Picture is going to be Roma. Best Director will be Alfonso Cuarón. Roma's going to win a lot of awards. So, anyway,
Yes.
on to stuff that we watched during this week is the incredibly engrossing Fyre Fest documentaries,
Wow.
which are insane.
Amazing.
They're
I mean, you think you know, if you read at least a little bit about this or heard at least a little bit about this, you think you know, but you don't really know.
And even if you don't have time to like dedicate an hour and a half to watching these documentaries, because each of them are about an hour and a half, just look it up and watch a couple of like YouTube videos on them. Because
Read a couple articles.
Insane about it. So.
It's really, really interesting.
And you learn a lot about like the people who started this, about how they treated their workers, how they were just so unprepared. It's so incredible. Like there's enough for 2 documentaries here, which is the really, really interesting part.
Right. Yeah, and it's not like there was a lot of the same thing in each of them. They were different in their own special ways.
Like they hit similar beats, but like
Right.
they have different perspectives on all of those. Because one of them was made by like the marketing company, the other was made with the person who started Fyre Fest. So you get each of their perspectives of it.
I feel like the interviews that they did on the Netflix one were a lot more informative
Yes, I
than
would
the
agree
one
with
on the
that.
Hulu
Yes,
one.
I would agree with that. I thought the Netflix one, I mean, if you're more interested in the festival itself, definitely watch Netflix one. But if you're more interested in, like, everything that kind of surrounded it, both of them are very worth watching.
And Billy's come up
Yes.
and where he is
like
now,
where he's like
basically.
scamming kids by like selling them crayons and stuff when he was like 6 years old.
Serious.
That's actually really interesting. Like
It is.
I was like,
He like
wow, this
hacked
guy
into
was
his like school's computers and stuff like that. Like,
this guy's
it's
been
insane.
scamming people since he was really young.
And then when he was out on bail for frauding all these people, he got arrested for fraud again.
Yeah.
Like
He
while he was out on bail.
he did a different fraud than Fyre Fest right after Fyre
I mean,
Fest.
I've heard about a lot of people, like getting arrested for like a petty crime on bail, like that they, that they're just somebody that's like just does like little crimes over and over again. But I've never really heard of someone
This was
who's
hundreds
like
of thousands of dollars he stole
Yeah.
again.
who does.
Yeah, he was selling tickets to like the Met Gala and stuff, which you can't get tickets to.
Oh, I got something super eerie. So super weird. So like those. I saw something on, I believe it was Outside the Lines this week, that said that like Super Bowl tickets are scammed so much. And
I
then
saw a second too.
one of Jeremy and I's favorite sites. I'm not going to name names because we don't want to ruin our future relationships with this company in case we sponsor them. But they have hired this guy that scammed people a couple years ago, and he works for their company now. And he was at an event with their company. I believe it was last Super Bowl. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm very concerned about that because I really like this app, and they've had some great customer service.
I agree. Yeah, I haven't heard much about this, the story that you're talking about, but I know that it is one of the most scammed
Yeah,
events
so
in
so
the
watch
world.
out on your Super Bowl tickets, guys.
For all of our audience that's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, all of our audience is going to the Super Bowl. Max should be going to the Super Bowl. He's a Rams fan, but
Take a trip back home to Atlanta for me.
Ooh, you from Atlanta?
Yeah,
Nice.
just south.
yeah, big Atlanta guy, Paul. He likes all the Atlanta sports
Do
teams
your
too.
research on your guests, guys.
Sorry.
Yeah, we
I didn't
research
even do my
and
research on my segment. Do you really think I'm going to do one on my guests?
But back to Fyre Festival, is that all you had? Is there something specific that really stood out to you that you were like, wow, I didn't really...
Okay, I do just want to pick up on one detail in the Netflix documentary that I feel like no one's talking about. Their pilot that like helped them shoot a commercial and stuff said he got his pilot's license and training through Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, it's really great. You could just learn how to fly a plane on it. Like he
he
said,
was
like
go-
he'd like purposely like do like things where he'd like
Zero gravity.
Yeah,
Are you actually able to do this though?
I guess so. This
My
guy
dad,
did.
get it on-
my dad got his pilot's license, but he had like a teacher, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm sure.
But like
That's what normal people do.
the flight simulator is really realistic as well. So
Yeah, but come on, that's how you learned how to fly. That's the only way.
Yeah,
That was just a detail.
I
that
wouldn't get in
stuck out
that
to me.
plane.
What the?
I wouldn't
heck?
fly with that. I wouldn't fly with that guy.
No.
All right. Well, enough terrible radio for right now. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we have again Travis in studio for the fact of the day. Stay tuned. Blaze Radio, BlazeRadioOnline.com. All right, we're back on the Why So Serious show. Blaze Radio. BlazeRadioOnline.com. That's Toby Keith introing us. He follows me on Twitter.
does he really?
Yeah, big
didn't know
Toby
about
Keith
that
follow
one.
on Twitter. That's a big one. That's probably my biggest follow on Twitter. All right.
Vote on
But-
the polls real quick. Hold on. So before we get the update on the polls later,
Yeah.
because last week we didn't have any.
Yeah, last week we didn't have any. We got to retweet those, guys.
Yeah, I'll retweet them right
Um,
because I'm our big Twitter celebrity here. So
yeah, big Twitter celebrity. Max has got like over 1,000 followers.
I have over 1,500 followers.
1,500 followers, big time. Paul's got a lot of followers. All right. Paul's also not on. Paul got a lot of Twitter followers.
Not a huge tweeter, so
A huge tweeter. No
Not
hot
really.
takes on Twitter.
not particularly.
I do a lot of hot takes on Twitter.
He's in
I
the
see
midst
him.
of building a big following on Twitter,
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
which is me too. But
Yeah, we all tweet those hot takes that get 0 likes.
I'm on my way.
Gotta lay that foundation.
On our way. All right. Well,
Make sure you go through your Twitter too once you're about to get a job.
Yeah.
So that you can make sure like all your we tweets are gone from your sports team.
I don't say we.
I'm gonna go search your Twitter later.
Let's move on from this segment.
I don't say we. All right. Well, we got this now. Hey, Travis! The fact of the day!
We want it now!
The fact of the day! All right. Travis, fact of the day.
So this week's fact of the way. Remember last week how we talked Betty White, how she turned 97?
Yeah.
Yep.
We have another birthday this year, so not necessarily a fact, but today is the great one's birthday. Wayne Gretzky is officially 58 today.
That's a hockey player, right?
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky is a great one. I mean,
Best hockey player of all time. He had like 200 points one year, Max.
Yeah, no, I know who he is.
Yeah, come on.
he wasn't that loved here in the Valley, but as a player, top notch. Couldn't ask for anything more as a player.
Yeah, he coached the Yotes.
It's former Blue.
Former Blue?
St. Louis Blues.
You mean former
I don't think
Blue?
we should expect
is that what
the
you say, a
Wizards
former
to
Blue?
consistently
I think so.
win games.
Okay,
Former
Travis,
Blue.
put
That's
it on the poll. Is the plural of St. Louis Blues the Blue?
No.
Yes or no?
No, it's not plural though.
Yeah, the
Former Blue. Like if you say like a former like Sun Devils player, you say former Sun Devil.
True.
don't put that on the poll.
Yeah, I agree.
That's too complicated to put on the poll. Travis, you got anything else for us?
No, that's pretty much it this week. Yeah.
Continuing with the great radio. So Max, speaking of Wayne Gretzky,
Yeah.
big golf related talk with Wayne Gretzky. You know,
Yeah.
Paulina married to Dustin Johnson.
Yep.
They separated or back together?
I don't know. I'm not up on the gossip.
You should know all the golf gossip.
I'll wait for the text from my mom and she'll let me know.
Okay. Are you a fan of the Paulina Dustin Johnson relationship?
Sure.
Do you like are you a big Dustin Johnson guy?
Yeah, I like Dustin Johnson.
Okay. Jeremy, you like Dustin Johnson? Paul, you big golf guy?
I watch a little bit.
Watch a little bit?
Yeah. Don't hate Dustin Johnson. Don't really have any reason to.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He makes it more interesting.
He likes powdery white. He likes white powdery substances.
Okay, now Dustin Johnson's not going to be on our show.
All right.
There we go. Right before we cover him next
And
week.
it's gone.
Like,
Hopefully he
he's
doesn't
not
listen
coming to
in.
Phoenix. He's not coming to Phoenix.
He's not playing to Phoenix?
No.
Phil is, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know.
It's Phil's backyard. Come on. He owns this course.
That's right. That's right, he does. All right. Well, we know what time it is now, right?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right, this is a segment where
Just
we...
1 second. I really kind of want to know what are we doing with that terrible golf segment last time. Like, come on. Like 2 seconds ago. Come on.
It's got
It's awful.
It'll be a lot better next week at the Waste Management Open, which we will be live. Breaking news.
Really?
Breaking news.
They gave us press passes to that.
Breaking news. We will be live from the Waste Management Open at the same time that we usually are on Saturday.
And then we have a huge show planned for that night.
Super Bowl.
Big Super Bowl party. We're going to have all these guests. It's going to be amazing.
All right. Let's get on with what are we doing.
Yeah, let's do that. But first, they're giving us press passes to a major PGA golf tournament. Can we just talk about how if they heard our show, they would probably not do that?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's not very hard to get tickets to PGA or get press passes to PGA tournament.
I mean,
It's a lot
but like
easier than
it's
I
a
thought.
major professional sporting event, and this is what it's taking to get press passes there. So let's just think about that.
You're good on the unbiased tweets section, Jesse. I just checked your Twitter.
I tweet about the
Congratulations.
Redskins. I'd say they're terrible.
Yeah, but you don't say my teams or we are terrible. You just say the Redskins are bad.
I said my teams when the Caps won it all.
All right.
There we go. You got to
All
delete
right,
that.
guys,
Let's get on with what
let's
are we
go.
doing.
We have a
Our
collective.
What are we doing? There's not a lot of variety in our what are we doing
Yeah,
here. So
we're kind of all just doing the same collective. What
Except
are
for
we
Paul.
doing?
Except
for Paul.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for some more Paul.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
All right, guys. So, what are we doing? All these takes all week have been terrible. Yes, in that Saints and Rams game, there was one of the worst calls that we have ever seen. Ever. But You can't put an entire football game, an entire 60-minute football game, on one play. And this is where our sports coverage has gotten in the world, is that we are to the point where we're blaming games on one call at the end of a game when, who knows, they would have called pass interference and the center would have hiked it through Drew Brees' legs.
This is what I keep on saying.
And then something fluke happens. There's been
Crazy
these fluke
things
plays
happen
in
in sports.
playoff games. So, this is the most ridiculous thing to blame. And, the Saints owner writing a letter to the commissioner and Jeremy.
Okay, yes, I'm
Benjamin
ready.
Watson.
Benjamin Watson. Is it my turn?
No, this is all collective.
This is going to be collective?
Yeah.
Benjamin Watson also calling out the commissioner for not saying anything and keeping silent. Benjamin Watson, what are we doing?
Yeah, what
Get
are
on
we
the field.
doing? Yeah, get on
He
the
didn't even
field.
play.
Duct tape it.
Appendicitis, buh.
Duct tape the appendix, man. Duct tape fixes everything.
Appendicitis, get on the
Benjamin
field.
Watson not coming on the show.
Losing
Which is-
guests left and right.
All right. So now I've got something to say here. Now this kind of relates to what you were saying, Jesse. So let's say that Nickel Roby-Coleman turns around and bats the ball down. Okay. Do Saints fans say that play is the only reason they lost that game if he does that?
If he bats it
down, would Saints fans say that play is the only reason?
No, they would have
won?
been like, we should have scored touchdowns in the first quarter.
Yes. They had a chance to put the Rams away so many times.
Exactly. They should have won. And they had
And
the
the Rams-
ball, or they had just kicked it off to the Rams, up 3 with 50 seconds left.
Yeah.
Play defense.
Yeah.
Play defense, and also they won the coin toss in overtime.
What are we doing?
Yes!
What are we doing?
Run the ball on first down when you're in the red zone.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. It's just
And Mike
this is
Thomas
ridiculous.
wants to talk. He had 4 catches for 36 yards.
Yeah, Rams
Supposed to
defense
be the
shut him
best wide
down.
receiver in the NFL.
Rams pass defense shut him down. Marcus Peters and the crew.
Oh my God, no.
Marcus Peters.
Keep to leave now.
Marcus Peters. This generation's
Peters-
D'Angelo Hall.
Talking crap.
That's actually really accurate.
Marcus Peters talking
stats
crap
look so
again
dope.
after the game.
So good. He doesn't do anything.
He gets picks.
I love his fake cockiness. It's great.
I don't think it's fake cockiness. I think he's cocky.
No, he thinks he's good.
Yeah, he thinks he's good. Exactly.
But is anybody excited for the Super Bowl where we're gonna have our first coach Super Bowl
Where's
MVP?
Sean,
Jared Goff's a system quarterback. So
it would have been so much better if they were both Sean's. It was both Sean's last.
also Drew Brees is overrated as a clutch performer in the playoffs.
I mean, after he threw that terrible interception,
Didn't it get
Him
tipped?
and Rodgers are in the same boat
but
now.
it was the refs' fault.
Where
he
are
threw
the
that
Super Bowl
interception.
appearances?
No, but didn't it get
Tom
tipped?
Brady's been to 9. Both
No.
of them have been to 1
You watch
Super
those
Bowl. I
games?
mean, come on. Tom Brady's been to 9 Super Bowls with teams that have not been nearly as good as both Rodgers and Brees have had. I mean, Brees and Rodgers, they're so overrated.
Rodgers has never had a defense, really.
He had it the year that he won the Super Bowl. But
Yeah.
but come on, you got to blame some of those games on Rodgers. Like, the Seahawks game, that game against the Cardinals that he lost. I mean, he
What, the
lost
game
to the
against the
freaking
Cardinals?
He lost to the
You're
Cardinals.
blaming him for that one?
He had 230 yards and 3 picks.
He's the
He
only
kept
reason
him
they
in
made
that
it
game.
overtime.
He threw a 75-yard Hail Mary.
Who cares?
Yeah,
He lost.
I know, we
he
were
didn't
there.
win. Did he win at the end? Nope.
Yeah, because they didn't get the ball.
Yep.
Larry
that's-
Fitzgerald did Larry
Yeah,
Fitzgerald
why did the
things.
defense stop him so that they could give this clutch quarterback the ball? Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Clutch in the regular season.
All right, Paul, what are we doing?
I hate to deviate from the NFL talk, but my big what are you doing is going to be to the baseball writers. And why are they not electing Billy Wagner to the Hall of Fame? It really doesn't make any sense to me. I saw a comparison of...
What are we doing? What are we doing?
There we go. Comparison to Trevor Hoffman, who was elected last year, one of the greatest closers of all time. I think we can agree with that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Over 600 saves.
Deservedly.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
He pitched 18 seasons, over 1,000 games, over 1,000 innings, ERA of 2.87, 25.8% strikeout rate, 7% walk rate, 7-time All-Star, 26 WAR. That's a fantastic career, Hall of Fame career.
26 WAR is not Hall of Fame to me.
Well,
Max, what do you think about Billy Wagner?
He was nicknamed Billy the Kid and is a former Major League Baseball relief
Someone
pitcher.
is reading
he pitched for
the
the Houston Astros, the Philadelphia Phillies, the
Baseball
New York
Reference
Mets,
page
the
about
Boston
Billy
Red Sox,
Wagner.
and the Atlanta
a
Braves.
fun fact about Billy Wagner, everybody knows he threw 100 miles an hour from the left side. He's not actually born left-handed. He broke his right arm when he was younger and was forced to learn how to throw left-handed.
Yeah, it sounds like he should have
Kind
used
of like
duct tape.
Tua Tagovailoa.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah, close enough.
Tungu Vailoa.
Yeah.
I'm great with pronunciations. especially
Exactly.
Two as a righty.
Slobodzian.
You got it. But listen to these stats for Wagner. Granted, he didn't play as much as Hoffman. Doesn't have the saves he has, but 16 years, 850 games, 900 innings, ERA of 2.31. That's over half a run better.
Not as good.
Okay.
How many?
Should have been 2.
He's a closer, right?
He's a closer, yeah.
How many saves?
He's somewhere in the 300s.
That's 800 something appearances, and
it is.
That's really good. That's actually really good.
He's good, and his strikeout rates are a lot better than Hoffman's. He's at 33.2. Walk rate's higher, but he threw harder. Opponent's batting average is lower than Hoffman's. His WAR is just 2 lower, and his WHIP is under 1. Hoffman's is 1.058. Wagner's is 0.998.
What's his Papa Wap dip? Percentage of plate appearances without putting the ball in play.
You made.
All right, that's enough.
It's an incredible stat. I wish I had that.
You made that up.
Serious.
I didn't make that up. I heard it somewhere. Frank Caliendo.
But I do want to make my case for Billy Wagner.
Serious.
All right, keep going, Paul. We'll let you do this.
He's very deserving. It was his 4th year on the ballot. He's got 16.7%. People get too caught up on the saves for me. Obviously, Rivera is the best with over 650.
How many saves does Billy Wagner have?
300 something. He just said it.
Something like that. It's around there. It's not close to Hoffman, but it's
still
it's
300
like
something saves out of 800 appearances. That's pretty incredible.
It's like the wins argument for me. The game is changing. Wagner was kind of that. He was the middle guy for the game shifting. You're not going to have Raleigh Fingers and Goose Gossage anymore.
Something that I like to look at when it comes to really good closers is how many blown saves they have, and it's like super low number.
There's actually Billy Wagner at 422 saves in 853 games.
That's a good amount. I will say that's a good amount. I might put him in, but closers don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, the one person to ever get unanimous was a closer.
All right. Travis has got something for us.
So you said somewhere in the 300s, and you check your work, and you get 422?
I did. Yeah. Another guest coming on unprepared, so
Yeah.
it's okay. It just makes my case stronger.
Our show has been the best week, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, this has been the best week. Definitely. I thought our show might be a little too serious today. Nope.
It has been in bits. Like, it's been the most serious we've been in the past 2 or so.
We had a serious segment on the Pro Bowl.
That was important, though.
I know.
That was the most important segment we've ever had on this show.
Believe me. All right. Well, we're gonna take one last break here. We're gonna get a very special guest on the phone. Part of the little network of shows we have here at Blaze Radio that are AKA ridiculous sports shows.
Excited.
He's just trying to copy our show.
That is Matt to Matt, Running with the Pack, and the Why So Serious Show. All 3 of them great listens. The rest of Blaze Radio, we like them too. But I'm gonna take a break. We'll get Matt on the phone. We'll be talking some Temptation Island when we come back. We are back inside.
Oh, Jesse.
Inside the Bill Austin studio. We have a very special guest on the phone, Matt Kling, the Klingster.
No, that's not what we call him.
We do call him the Klingster. I think Braden calls him the Klingster. Am I right,
You
Matt?
should probably turn up his volume.
Oh yeah, he's on. Matt, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah,
And
there
yes,
he is. Matt, we call you the Klingster, right?
Too many people call me different things. Klinger, the Klingster, Stage 5 Klinger. I don't know. Just call me Matt or Matt Kling. I don't care.
Sometimes I call you Matthew. Sometimes I call you Matt. It's just, or Kling. But it's just Matt, man. It's Matt.
My grandmother calls me Matthew.
That's pretty good.
Matthew. Yeah. All right, so we're going to start off.
Before we talk about that, let's just talk about how Matt is stealing our idea for this show.
You guys stole my idea.
Yeah.
You guys are... Your show is...
Thieves, right?
Decent. I'm going to say it's decent. I was able to catch a few minutes of it while on my lunch break. I'm here at KJZZ on a Saturday.
Very nice.
Plug.
They're plugging his job. We all do it.
Yes, make sure that you listen to KJZZ 91.5 FM and KJZZ.org, your perfect mix of NPR, BBC, and KJZZ News.
Beautiful.
Here's the problem with that, Matt. I kind of work for KTAR, so I kind of partial to them.
It's okay. It's okay. I interned there. I interned at KTAR a few years ago. Great place. to be, but they actually offered me a job too, but I took this job because it was hours.
It's nice to get variety, you know. You did the sports, and now you're doing the other.
I
stuff.
never did sports. I never.
Oh, you
did
didn't
sports
really?
there. I was at the news station. There.
Oh, okay.
The sports station's in the same newsroom at.
Yeah, same newsroom. It's a very nice studio. It's
Awesome.
top notch. It's like nice as ESPN Radio studio. Like, very nice.
They're probably nicer.
Very nice.
But yeah, so Matt, tell us about Temptation Island because
No, I'm gonna tell you
I've
guys
heard about
about
this show a
Temptation
lot.
Island.
Okay.
I'm gonna play you a little. I'm gonna play you a little.
It's very weird.
It's very weird, but I'm gonna play you a little preview of what we got going on here.
Go ahead.
This is actually under your budget.
Oh, that's an ad.
Yeah, when you move in,
Turn it off. Turn off the ad.
What's wrong? Oh yeah, we can't plug ads on Blaze Radio.
Oh my God, Jesse.
Shh.
Good.
I'm.
Good. It was interesting. Yeah.
Do you guys want to go put some peaches on and hang out, or are we just calling this a night?
I need some wine. I need to change anything.
Pajama and wine it.
Well, don't be too excited.
I feel that the girls are being very standoffish. It's like they're scared to talk to us. What are you scared about? I got a lot of love in this little body. Let me spread it out. Like butter on the multi-grain bread.
Yeah, the even better part is the multi-grain bread. That he has to add the multi-grain bread. It can't just be bread. It's multi-grain bread. Okay, but Temptation Island is a show on USA Network. It's actually a reboot of a show that aired for 3 seasons on Fox in the early 2000s. And
This sounds like an early 2000s show.
It is an early 2000s show set in 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, so it's 4 couples. They've had at least like 2.5-year relationships. One is going on like a 9-year relationship. They're like high school sweethearts, but they're all having a little bit of trouble in their relationship. So they go to this island, and they're basically going to decide who is going to stay together or who's going to date.
Yeah, if they're going to stay together or if they're going to give in to the temptation.
Yeah, or if they're going to give in to the temptation of the
other girls, and
other
boys.
girls and other guys who are like model level attractiveness. So
Some of them are model level attractive. Some of them aren't, I'd say.
yeah, yeah.
Also, guess we're not going to have now.
Yeah, we're looking
No,
forward.
I will say after the first episode, I only watched the first episode, but I have to say the one I had my eyes on the whole time was Allie, the one single. She wore the shorter skirts. She was awesome. I have not yet to watch episode 2 yet. Episode 3 premieres this coming Tuesday on USA. But I do have a rant about the couples if you want it.
Yes,
let me
please.
just finish first. So these couples are separated while they're at this
Oh,
island.
they're already separated.
No. They're separated by the show, like to go live in the quarters with the
Okay.
Singles and try not to be tempted.
Right.
So Matt, yes, you can give us a little bit of a little
Quickly
rant.
because we're running out of time.
All right.
We got
first
7
of all,
minutes.
Mark Al Wahlberg, not a big fan of him as a host. He's the host of Antiques Roadshow, if you didn't know. He always wears oversized Hawaiian shirts and like pants. Come on, you're in Hawaii, wear freaking shorts.
No,
Second
that's
of all,
awesome. Yeah.
The second of all, the couples, half of them I like. Carl and Nicole I like. John and Katie I like. Javen and Shari, all they do is fight. All they're doing when they were all saying their goodbyes or I can't necessarily remember all the lines, but they're basically fighting the whole time. And then Evan and Casey. Let me tell you about Evan and Casey. Evan's a former USC basketball player. He's a tall dude. Casey's a really nice girl, but Casey and her family want a ring. And for some reason, Evan doesn't want a ring, but he loves Casey. Evan, do yourself a favor. Get off the island with her and just marry her, okay?
That's a good idea.
I predict it right now. Javen and Shari and Evan and Casey will not be together by the end of the season. John and Katie hopefully will. Carl and Nicole hopefully will.
Do we know that she's marriage material yet? Because you've only watched one episode. Do we know? Maybe she's crazy.
Nah, I've watched the second episode. She's so sweet.
Okay.
She doesn't want to date any of these guys, and she just wants a ring. Like
She
she comes
wants
from
to be with him.
she comes from a very religious family where like everyone gets married young, and she's like the only one that's not married, and there's a lot of pressure on her, and
Well,
she
the other
just seems very
pressure-
nice.
They live together and they're not married.
Mm-hmm.
That's I mean
And
she's
that
not.
is frowned upon.
That's also
in-
that's frowned
in some
upon
families.
in that establishment.
But
Just like riding a dog like a horse.
other than Temptation Island, something that we've been paying very close attention to is The Bachelor, and we'll be updating that.
Yeah, let's do that next week. Matt's not a big Bachelor guy.
I'm not in the mood to talk to Bachelor because I don't.
I'm just letting you know.
I found out the winner anyway, so it sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, I found out who won. But we got 2 picks to make here, Matt. Just 2 for you. The rest of us will pick the Super Bowl next week. But we want you to have a Super Bowl pick. If you don't get a chance to come on next week.
But the most
I
important.
might not get a chance on my own show to make a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked for the time.
Who's winning the Super Bowl? Who you got? Do you have the system quarterback or do you have Tom Brady?
Listen, I think this is going to be a shootout game. I think this. Well, this is 4 years ago we had Pats Seahawks. 2 years ago we had Pats Falcons. Last year we had Pats Eagles. All of them shootouts coming down to the wire. Maybe 1 or 2 big plays to change the game. I think that's going to be the same way this year. But listen, I gotta go with the Patriots.
Oh,
sorry,
Matt.
Listen,
I picked you guys last year.
Listen, I want the Rams to win this game,
right.
But I think the Patriots are going to win because they have the experienced quarterback in Tom Brady. I say the Patriots have more of a balanced offensive attack than the Rams do.
Now, Matt, something that is very important to us, and I'm sure is very important to you, is the game going on tomorrow, and that's the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, big game. Also the Hockey All-Star game, by the way.
No, but the more important one is obviously the Pro Bowl. So,
yes.
Matt, what is your breakdown for that one, and who you got, NFC or AFC?
All right, I'm looking at these rosters already. If you look at just quarterbacks alone, for the AFC, you have Patrick Mahomes as your starter. You have Andrew Luck. You have Deshaun Watson. You have James Conner as your running back. You have Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jarvis Landry.
All right, we get it.
Receivers. You have Eric Ebron as your tight end. The NFC, they have great running backs. They have Ezekiel Elliott and Saquon Barkley and Alvin Kamara. But their quarterbacks, 2 of them stink. Trubisky and Prescott.
Thank you.
Both of them not Pro Bowl material. Russell Wilson is. You look at the receivers; they're pretty decent. Defensively, who cares? I'm going to pick AFC because they have the better offense.
Yeah.
Correct.
Good pick.
And they got a good offensive line.
All right, Jeremy.
Quentin Nelson.
Yeah.
AFC, no doubt about it. They just got more talent. There's a lot of players that aren't taking the Pro Bowl off this year, so I like the AFC. They've always been my pick because
Dolphins.
Max?
Yeah, Matt stole my whole breakdown about the rosters because the quarterbacks will win this for the AFC. Patrick Mahomes, Andrew Luck, Deshaun Watson, they're running away with it.
All right, good pick. Paul?
I'm going to have to go with the AFC. It's like Max said.
We can't all pick the same team, guys.
Get ready.
We're going to end up tying next week.
Travis.
Travis just needs... Travis takes it.
Travis, you just need to win.
I'm going to go with the majority and pick the AFC.
Yeah, you had to do that because now you're guaranteed to win.
No, not necessarily. We could tie.
If he picks the Super Bowl correctly next week.
This is an official pick challenge, but I don't care. I'm going I would definitely go.
Your head says the AFC, but your heart says the NFC.
No,
right?
both say AFC, but I'm gonna pick the NFC just to be different.
Yes!
There you go, Jesse.
So
Saquon Barkley's gonna run all over these guys.
A lot of losers.
We're guaranteed to have a winner.
I might be in U of A close the next couple of weeks. All right. Well, we didn't have time for ASU basketball. We did have time for Matt Kling. That's always a good thing. I'll update the polls real quick, get some mistakes from Travis, and then we will get out of here so we can let the next show, which you guys got to tune into, that is NBA Roundtable. It's all the serious talk on the NBA that you want because, we
can't provide that for you.
We can't provide that for you.
It's just too much, especially when the NBA is what it's like right now.
Yeah, NBA is terrible. All right, so here we go. We only had 2 polls today. We had one that says, when has a Chick-fil-A employee ever been mean to you as a customer? 67% said never.
Reading's really tough, huh?
22% said 1. 11% said more than 3. All right, and our second poll, should @Jesse Morrison prepare for the show, for the @Why So Serious show before @Why So Serious show? That is 40% yes, 0% yes, and 60% A, just wing it.
I mean, that's basically what my co-hosts do. I'm at the mat with Al Hennon every Monday night at 10 on Blaze Radio. So
Good plug.
I'm the one that prepares. I don't know
Matt.
about them.
Yeah,
Very
good job,
proud of
Matt.
you.
Good job, Matt.
Jesse starts preparing right after this show ends for next week.
Yeah, and it still ends up like this.
Listen. I've been preparing for a week in my head about what this special show is Monday night. It's going to be our Super Bowl party that you guys are going to be mocking next Saturday.
Oh yeah, I got to go on that.
But yeah, make sure to tune in. I had you, Jeremy, and Jesse on the first show of this new season, and yeah, it was very weird. And
It's going to be really exciting on Monday, though.
All right, and Travis has some corrections real quick. Thanks,
Yes.
Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, bye.
Thanks, Matt.
So some corrections for this week. Talked about the Guelph Storm briefly for a minute. Guelph is an hour and 49 minutes away from Buffalo, New York. We talked a little bit about the Hall of Fame class. Jeff Bagwell was suspected of PED use, but there was never a paper trail to it, according to USA Today.
Same with Pudge.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm going to make a case that Billy Wagner is not a Hall of Famer.
What?
If you look at the numbers, the WAR is a big one. Hoffman had 28. Mo had 56.2, and Billy Wagner sat at 27.7 as far as WAR. The one thing you can credit comparing Billy Wagner and Mariano Rivera is Wagner had a lower whip and 23 more strikeouts than Mariano Rivera. But the big one for me is Hoffman and Mariano Rivera each had 9 seasons of 40 saves or more. Wagner had 2.
Great stuff, Travis. All right. We got to get out of here. Listen to us next week, 11:45 to whenever on Blaze Radio online.
We'll be live from the Waste Management Open.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow
Oh,
us
yeah, that's
on
right.
Twitter
Live
at
from
the letter Y So Serious Show on Twitter. You can follow us individually at Jesse_Morrison6.
All right, we got to get out of here.
JG
We got people waiting.
_6 at CavsMax13 at Paul